Good evening, everybody. This is Dr. Bonsai, and I've got an interesting thing for you guys. Cross Electric Designs, which is ran by a guy that's local to me here in Southeast Michigan. He dropped by my local game store, and he was passing out these sampler packs. So they're looking. I've already taken a look at the contents. It's really good. So if you see these on Aries Games Miniatures. You can also check out the digital and physical products that they carry here through this QR code. So if you just need to pause the video and look that up, you can do that. But yeah, Aries carries this stuff as well. And honestly, I'm really impressed. So let's take a look. So the first thing I want to look at is kind of the biggest one. And this is kind of like a carry tray. So this is... this one is designed to fit a star of battle mechs, so 5 mechs can just drop right into that, and it works really well. I love it. It's really lovely. I should have prepared for this better, but let's take out the old Alpha Strike box and bam. And as you can see, that fit is very precise. So you can see where, just drop that in. So if you have your 5 clan mechs and you either want to display them on your shelf, or if you want to just have a nice little like tray to carry them around from game to game if you're doing some sort of organized play or tournament play or a game night, bam, just like that. And like I said, they fit really well. I bet if you drilled it out a little bit, or if you incorporated magnets, you know, magnets, how do they work? I don't know. You can do that. So it's, you know, it's really neat. I like this. He makes this in Star, and he does a 4 mech lance one. So basically it's like this column is deleted, and then these two kind of live over here, because this one's shorter, medium, and then these are equal height. So, and to be perfectly honest with you, you can use them as a building. That's, you know, even if you're like, well, I have no overriding need for this, but it's a cheap little piece of, you know, 5 hex terrain. And speaking of hexes, he also printed some bases to give out to people, and these are basically like textured, so you can kind of see how there's like almost like tread plate, and then, or you can just flip it over and smooth, or this one is kind of a road, and then again smooth because the angles look like they're about the same, so it doesn't look like they slope upwards. So again, another tread plate one, and another. It's really tricky trying to, there we go. So kind of get that tread plate pattern. So you get a bunch of those, which is nice and lovely. I'm going to keep one of these out because of what else is in the box. So the next thing is that he did hover transport. So do you remember in 3050, 30, those or 3025, TRO 3025, how they have like one of the first vehicles they have is like a 2 or like a 5-ton infantry transport that comes in 3 flavors: hover, tracked, and wheeled. So he did that. So he basically created these, and there's some, you know, kind of degreaser, these extremely well molded. Looks beautiful. Oh, it's that big hole in the back, I hear you say. And it is for the little turret, because each of the tanks has a little 2 machine gun turret. So there you go. So you get 2 of those in a bag, looks like. So, and again, you can get these either as files, or you can get them directly from Aries Miniatures and Games. That would be my preferred pathway because I don't have a 3D printer. I don't have access to one. He also does these beautiful like gun turrets. There's that. There's that. So these, obviously, as you can see, will fit just nicely on a hex base, and then the fit is sufficiently tight that it can be held in by friction, which is always a good thing. So there's that. And so yeah, he's just a neat little turret, and even if you don't want to use it for like a game that's something that actually shoots back at people, you can just use it as like covering terrains. Like, the turret network has been shot out. So, or combine a couple of these, because he makes these and he also makes some missile turrets, and stick them on top of these. Make like a little defensive cluster. And then we have, this one is called the Bellisarius, which is the Dark Age hover tank called the Bellona, Bellona. So you have, here it is. It's a fairly simple hover tank. Really, the sculpt is really well detailed. It's got all sorts of kind of mold release stuff, and it's got two little side guns. It's got a turret hatch that's well articulated. It's got the gun with the cluster, and then it looks like we have a variant turret. So I need to brush up on my Dark Age hover tank foo. My hover tank foo, like my Cyclops and Atlas foo, is weak. So, and that of course will fit just lovely onto a standard hex base. So whether you use these ones from Cross Electric, or you use them, you know, like just a generic, you know, Battletech sized hex base, whatever you want to use, you're good. So he came to my local game night, Gatekeeper, here in Southeast Michigan, in Berkeley, Michigan, where every Friday night, me and a bunch of guys have a, you know, a weekly Battletech group. So there's people playing Alpha Strike in Classic, and usually people are like, don't meet your idols, you know, because I was really impressed by all of his work, and then I started talking to him, and he's actually a nice human being, which is very rare these days, that you're able to talk to a creative person that's kind of in the game design space and not just having them be awful. So it was really cool. He was a really nice guy. I really enjoyed talking to him. And you know, I'm suitably impressed with his 3D prints and his 3D modeling skills and whatnot. So I have no hesitation in recommending you guys pick some of this stuff up. Again, here's the QR code. This will take you to anywhere you need to go to find it, or you can also just go to ariesgamesminiatures.com, and my boy Derek will hook you up. So really nice, really impressed. My giant pile of shame is getting more giant by the day. Gianter, more gianter. Is more gianter, is that like more gooderer? I don't know. But yeah, highly recommended. If this is what the usual quality we can expect from him, I'm probably gonna get some more of his stuff. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I hope you guys have a good evening.